Can you let me know that the Spring Boot main features? What are the main feature of Spring Boot?
Spring Boot, auto configuration and also dependency. Yeah, we have the starters provided from the Spring Boot. So, and we can directly use
Auto configuration means
Eureka, sir. Let's say we have added a Spring Cloud Eureka. Okay, so and it will auto and if we are adding the ribbon also, Spring Cloud ribbon, so it will automatically configure that Eureka with the ribbon. So this is all done through that Spring Boot auto configuration mechanism. So there are a lot of auto configuration classes there.
Okay.
Actually, Spring Boot is considered as an opinionated framework, right? So based on the dependencies added into that application, so it will automatically configure according to the dependencies. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Yeah, and also Spring Boot has provided this monitoring mechanism. Yeah, using the actuator framework.
Okay.
Actuator thing. Yeah, and REST controllers. REST controllers it has provided. And yeah, and internally it came up. It comes with a server, and so we can easily develop the applications rapidly. Development will be faster using this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a totally we can call it as
how development is faster by adding the server.
Yeah, because we don't need to configure an external server to deploy this. So directly if we just run the application, so it will automatically deploy into the embedded Tomcat
Deployment
server.
is faster. Development
Development. Let's say configuration. So there is lot of configuration. If we don't use Spring Boot, there are a lot of configuration we need to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by using Spring Boot, there are only less configuration we have in Spring Boot, so that way rapid development can progress.
Okay.
And also for testing, yeah.
Okay. If we talk about the Spring only, then Spring how IoC works and how auto-wired functioning.
Yeah. Okay, so Spring, Spring has this IoC container where all the beans will be managed by the Spring in this. Okay, so whenever it uses either setter injection or constructor injection to create a bean and apply it wherever it is needed. So this way we can achieve loose coupling in the application in the dependencies.
So what is loose coupling, Alik?
Yeah, so we are not actually initializing the other class object in our class. So instead of that, the Spring is giving that bean whenever we are needed. Whenever we have needed. Let's say there is one interface, and we have multiple implementation classes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just provide the one implementation class bean, so wherever we use that interface, right, auto configure, right, so there it will create that bean of that implementation which we have provided, and then it will return. So that let's say in future if we wanted to use another implementation of that interface, okay, so only at the bean level we can configure that, so that new implementation we will get.
Okay.
So that
Yeah. So suppose as you said that if we have a class and I'm using in the interface and no need to redesign edit rewrite our existing code, and we can simply pass a new object that implement that interface. Okay?
Yes.
Fine. So suppose I have multiple implementation that is implementing the interface that I'm using in any other class. Okay. So while Spring application will up, and at that time it will find 3 different implementation, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Which will be we can say that suitable to inject in that particular class.
Yes.
Because they are implementing the same interface.
Yeah.
So how Spring will know that which class of bean I need to inject there?
Yeah, so wherever we have this set configuration, right, so there we will return the bean, right, so whatever the implementation class we are returning from that bean, right, so that will get injected into that application.
Sorry, I mean you are saying like whenever we create a bin, we will like specify that particular
implementation class. Yeah.
But if I need all three different implementation for the different purpose, so you have to create a bin all three, right?
Yeah, so in that case we can give one unique name, bin name. So yeah, wherever we are using this auto address, so they're using that bin name, we can let's say in one class I need one type of bin. Okay. So there we can, using that bin name, it will get that bin using that bin name, right? Yeah, so this way we can have multiple implementations wherever we are needed.
Okay. So is there any like annotations that like help us to specify that this bin is a default one if I found something this kind of conflicts, or like so that it should look this particular bin? Is there anything like we can specify in the Springboot application?
Sorry, okay, can you repeat it?
Sorry?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, it's like in continuing on the same example, we have a different three implementation.
Yeah.
And suppose we are not specifying any bean name properly. So is there any way that I specified any one of the class as a default? It should inject in such a case where it found a conflicts or something like that.
Let's say we are adding this auto word on the field name, right? So based on the data type, let's say class name, that field class name will be there, right? Object class name. Based on that, it will find and get that bean. It will, whatever the bean is matched with that class, right? So it will automatically wire that bean.
No, I'm asking at the side of class level, not at the side of injection. Well, you will define the class at the time. Is there any way to specify that this class should be the default one?
No, not sure.
Okay. Okay. What are you have also worked on the REST API and microservices, right? Yeah. So in a Spring we use the annotation the controller and service and other things. So what are the difference between all these things, the annotations?
Basically these all will create the bean only, but this is a different version of that bean. I mean at component, at service and at repository, these are different version of that bean only. So we can differentiate between whether this is a service level class or whether this is a repository level, like that, to mention that only recommended. Just a minute. Someone came. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, these three are same. The functionality will be the same, but only the naming convention to represent it in efficient way.
Okay. Yeah. Because it means like we can use all of the 3 to 4 whatever we have. You can place at anywhere in the class.
Yeah, the functionality will be the same.
Yeah, I can use a repository on the service, or service can be used on the repository.
Yeah, repository has a different meaning. So repository also it has one extra functionality, so whenever there is any exceptions, right, from the DAO layer, so that will wrap it up into the Spring exceptions, and then it will throw. That has some one more extra functionality it has, at repository.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Spring is done. Okay. So I just want to know that Maven, in the Maven project, you have some idea about the Maven form.xml or how we are maintaining the dependency?
Yes.
Okay. So suppose as you said that you are working on the Spring 1.x version, and internally Springs have a default Elasticsearch dependencies also there, right?
Okay.
So if I'm whatever version is embedded with this Springboot 1.x, if I'm saying you that you don't use the existing one, which is come along with the the Springboot version. I want to use a newer one.
Okay.
In that case, how you will integrate that newer version through the form.xml?
Okay. Yeah. So we can we have this exclude attribute in the Maven. Using that we can exclude whatever we don't need into our application. So that so it will not use it will not use that library. It will exclude that library.
Where you will apply the exclude, like on which dependency, or it will be the individual entity?
Under dependency only we can under dependency attribute we can mention this exclude attribute.
But dependencies of which dependencies, like on which dependency you will exclude, or it can be placed in anywhere under the dependency tag?
Okay.
Means there are 100 dependencies.
No, only for the specific dependency we will mention this. Whatever we are.
So as per my example, like where you will place.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Alright. So, let me let me know about your which kind of features you worked in your project using a Java 8, the Java 8 feature.
Java 8 features. Yeah, we have used streams concept. Streams, and also this functional interface. Filter, Lambda expressions we have used, and filter, map, min, max. These we have used.
Okay. Function interface, Lambda expression, and
streams.
Streams. Okay. Anything else? How you are handling a null pointer exceptions, like how you are dealing with that?
Okay. Null pointer exceptions, right? So basically, wherever there is a possibility of getting null pointer error, right? Null pointer exception, right? So we are using this Apache java.util.objects. So there everywhere we will place like whether objects dot is not null, then only we will place these conditions.
Means you are saying like is not null is a method of
objects java.util.objects.
Okay.
Objects dot is not null. Is not null. Then
so like if I have an employee object, so if I am using an employee dot is dot null, then it will
no objects dot is non-null of that employee objects we need to pass as an argument for.
So what it will return, true or false?
So if the employee object is null, then it will return is non-null means if it is not null, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false.
Okay. Alright. And what about the optional keyword?
Optional also we can use. But in my project, I didn't get chance to explore. I think we did not.
Okay, no problem. Optional. Okay, fine. And what about the default?
I know the concept. That is introduced in Java 8. So let's say if you have one interface, and let's say there are some 50 or 100 classes implementing that interface, right? So in future, let's say if you wanted to add one more method into that interface, so all the classes has to be implemented, right? Otherwise we will get compile time error.
Right.
So to resolve that, so Java 8 introduced this feature like default methods. So we can have this default method. Either the child classes can or cannot implement.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, tell me, just I have one list of integers, and I want to let's double every elements of the list, and then I want to filter out all the objects, like all the items which are greater than 60, for example. right?
Yeah.
And then I want to make apply the average on that filter objects.
Okay.
So so how you will write this statement for it? Like, can you speak out how this statement?
Can I write it in my notepad?
Yes, you can. If whatever is you going.
Yeah, let me share my screen. So okay, you are able to see?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, so let's say we have a array list of integers. Okay, so then list dot stream dot query. So first we need to double, is it?
Yes, I want to double.
Okay, for each and then what we need to do?
I want to check like whatever the values is greater than 60. I want to use for my average method.
Okay. Then
I want to calculate the average. Okay. Like, can you explain me any one of the use case or where you have used this string API in your projects?
Yeah, so there was a use case. We will get all the talents from that MongoDB collection. Okay. And then so we will iterate through all that documents, and we will iterate through all the documents, and then there were some extra attributes required for the UI actually. So that we will send it into that we will add it to this object, each object, and then we will send it to the UI.
Okay. So here, suppose as we have only list, I am integer list, but I want to have object which will provide me the key and value, something like that.
Yeah, then we
in
can
that
use.
Case, is it copying to the stream or not?
Sorry.
Using this stream, is it possible to convert my integer list into our key map list, like HashMap or something like that?
Key to no.
But output should be in a HashMap, which will give me a key and value pair.
Okay, so what is the key and value we have to provide?
Both are same, it's fine. Like if key and value both if same, like integer by integer. Or integer by a double of integer, like whatever it is.
Okay. I mean, I don't know using the stream, but I can write it using the legacy iterator.
Yeah, legacy is straightforward, no need.
Yeah.
But I have just want to know about this stream. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
How much confident you are in a stream or the Lambda expression?
Yeah, I can rate out of 10. I can rate 6.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about the Lambda expression. Like how and where we can write the Lambda expression. I can use it in.
Yeah. So Lambda expressions we can use it with the functional interfaces. So functional interface it means that it will only have the single abstract method. Okay. Yeah, so wherever we have this type of functional interfaces, right? So there we can replace it with the Lambda expression instead of creating one more implementation class for that and calling that. So we can replace it with the Lambda expression there.
Okay. So when you are saying it can be only single abstract method, what does it mean? The interface may have or may not have any other type of.
It can have a default method or it can have static method, but only one abstract method should be there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what kind of the function interface method we can use? What are the kind of function interface we have?
In Java we have a predicate. We have predicate and what is this function? Predicate it will accept the value. It will have input parameter and it will return boolean value, and whereas function it can accept one input parameter and then it can return any type of value, and we have consumer. in functional interface. So it can it will accept the parameter, but and it will do some operation. It will not return any value. It is a void, and we have this supplier. Supplier it will supplier. It will not have any input parameter, but it will just have the return return object.
Supplier. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Can you explain me the internal functionality of HashMap?
Okay, HashMap. So it will store as a key value pair in the JVM using the buckets. Okay, so whenever we create any HashMap, right? So whenever we insert any element, right? So it will find out the hash code of that, and based on that hash code, it will find out in which bucket it has to store that element. Okay. So and each bucket is of type linked list. Okay, let's say if two elements have the same hash code, then we will it will insert into the same bucket using the linked list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long it can be grow? Like if we facing the same same kind of hash code is generating for the multiple keys. It will grow as it is, or is there some particular point it will stop us or do something else like?
So whenever we are inserting, let's say first when we initialize a HashMap, right? So it will create it with I think initial capacity is 10, and so as long as we are adding the elements, right? So if it reaches the 75% of that, then it will it will increase by double, I guess.
That is you're talking about the bucket list.
Okay.
But I'm asking about when the conflicts will happen, like having a same hash code is generating.
Okay, so same bucket. Elements in the same bucket. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I think it will go unlimited, I guess. Not very sure. Just my guess.
Okay, no problem. So, when suppose I want to use my employee object as a key in my hash, so what kind of implementation, or you can say, you will keep in your mind, like my employee class should have that kind of implementation or handling.
So we need to override this equals and hash code method, and then we need to return that. We need to compare it with the ID. So for employee, we will be having ID, right? So that we will compare if it is and return that. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Or what equals will do in your case?
Equals will check for the what we have data. It will compare the data in that. Whereas hash code, it will check the reference. It will check for the compare with the reference. But whereas equals will check the content in that object. Yeah.
Okay, so in your case, like when you are generating the hash code on the basis of the employee ID, in employee method, in equal method, you will compare with all the elements, or you will compare only with the ID as a string, or as a whatever.
We will compare it with the ID, because if it, ID should be unique, right, for every employee. Yeah.
Okay. In the case of your ID is not there, for example, what you will do? How you will maintain it? Name is there, means parent name is there. Your mobile is not there because is like ID. So,
unique, yeah. Let's say we will compare it with first name and last name, because most probably they won't match, right, for any two candidates. First name and last name, and first name, last name, and also parent name. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. Like anything else that you want to know, or you have any query, please let me know.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Okay. Alright. No problem. So, why, like, one question, like, why you are looking for change, like?
Basically for a better career prospect and better package. Yeah,
Right.
honestly. Yeah.
So currently, like, whatever technology you are working on, is like you already explore everything and you want to explore more, or is only the package is the thing?
Yeah, package.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. This I will get back to you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Tej. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.